Hospitals are not the safest place to be. Whether you are sick and dying, whether you are sick and waiting in the waiting room for hours, you have entered for one complaint but begin having another, or you are just merely there for a routine surgery. Is the hospital going to remove the correct part? Imagine one day you wake up with a cough. This cough goes on for weeks, so you decide you have to go to the hospital. Is this the safest place to be while you are sick? You go to the hospital because you have simple back pain. While you are there, you begin having chest pains. Is the hospital going to recognize your problem and treat you immediately? Is the hospital the safest place to have chest pains? You go in for a routine surgery to have a bunion removed on your foot. Are you going to come out of the surgery with no foot at all? Can you trust the hospital to take the right part? Is it going to be the safest place to have surgery? Is the hospital the safest place to be when you're sick? Imagine the last time you were in the hospital waiting room. There's one person in the corner vomiting, another person coughing their right lung out. There's another person that looks like they had the highest fever in the whole world. You have a suppressed immune system because you've had this cough for 2 weeks. Is this the safest place to be? According to healthnews.com, the hospital is the #1 breeding ground for germs. So, is that really safe for you with your compromised immune system? ParentDish.com says that 1 in 5 toys found in hospitals could have deadly diseases that could kill your baby if you allow them to play with these toys. Even though you are at the hospital, it does not mean you are safe and you will receive the care you need in a timely manner. Imagine one day you come into the hospital with simple back pains. You tell the clerk at the desk you have these back pains. She tells you to take a seat and wait your turn.
Ma'am, I've got these shooting pains in my back. Is there anything for y'all?
Take a seat, wait your turn. While you are sitting there, you begin having chest pains. So you stand up and tell the clerk again your problem.
Ma'am, now I got these pains in my chest.
Sir, you need to sit down and wait your turn. Please, we're doing everything we can as fast as we can. Sit and take your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
The clerk never tells anyone of these problems. The man's heart stops beating and he falls to the floor.
Man, they're really getting bad.
How long is he going to lay there until someone notices that he's there with no heart beating? According to ABCLocal.com, this really happened to one woman in New York. She went in for one problem, but began having another. Her heart stopped. No one took her seriously. She laid on the floor for 2 hours before anyone came to her rescue. It was too late. She died. Oftentimes when you go to the hospital, it's hard to describe what's exactly the matter. This Winnipeg man, according to Canada.com, went in with a slight headache. He sat in the waiting room for 48 hours before he got medical attention. By then it was too late. He ended up dying. It wasn't safe for him. Could the hospital remove the wrong body part or cut open the wrong side of your head? Imagine one day you're driving your vehicle down the road. Someone hits you from the side and your car flips over. You hit your head and you have to have immediate surgery. They take you up to the operating room and prepare you for surgery. The doctor comes in, cuts open the right side of your head. Well, your injury's on the left side of your head. The doctor has to close that, open the other side, and start all over. According to Blog's NewYorkTimes.com, this happened to one man. The doctors cut open the left side when they should have cut open the right, and it caused him prolonged recovery time. So it wasn't a safe place for him to be at the hospital. QueryNews.com says that one child had an injured eye and went in to have the eye removed so he could have a glass eye and he would be more presentable to the public. After the child came out of surgery, his parents went in to see him, only to find that they had removed the wrong eye. Now the child is blind for life. This was not a safe place for him to be. Knowing all this information, we know the hospitals are not a safe place. Hospitals are a breeding ground for germs. They could ignore you, ending in your untimely death, and you could have the wrong body part removed. When you go to the hospital, you need to make sure you're taking responsibility for your own life. You're washing your hands often, and you're touching the least amount of stuff as possible. Don't let your child play with the toys. They'll survive without toys for one day. Also, you need to make sure the surgeon is ensuring he knows what to remove, that he's not taking off your foot, just a bunion. With all the information about hospitals that we know now, that they aren't safe places, whether you're sick, hurt, dying, or just having a routine surgery, remember, hospitals aren't safe and you have to take responsibility for yourself.